All right, good morning, traders. Today is November 6th, 2024. Thank you for being here. My SPY pivot this morning is 574.86. Above it, I'm a bull. Below it, I'm a bear. I don't think there's any question about where we're going to start today. Nice gap up. Anyways, SPY closed with a 2-hour uptrend, a 10-minute uptrend, a daily uptrend. All of the Fab Five still in daily uptrends, making engulfing candles with higher highs and higher lows, closing over their traps, over their 17 EMAs. Gold and silver, both in daily uptrends. Silver made higher high and a higher low, closing below a bearish trap and under the 17 EMA. Gold made a higher high and a higher low, closing under a bearish cross but over the 17 EMA. UNG made an outside day, that's a higher high and a lower low, closing under a bearish trap under the 17 EMA. USO started an uptrend, made a higher high and a higher low, closing over a bullish trap and over the 17 EMA. US dollar index still in an uptrend, closed near the 101.41 area. All right, let's go take a look at some charts. First chart, here we got SPY. Okay, so SPY made a higher high and a higher low. You can see it closing over the trap, over the bullish cross there, over the 17 EMA, engulfing candle. I don't know if we didn't quite get gap fill. Oh, maybe we did. Almost a gap fill. Yeah, they closed off with like a gap fill right there. A lot of this stuff was like kind of after hours, I think, right there. And this morning, what do we got? A nice gap up in this morning with a higher low and a higher high so far. So there's SPY. On the 10-minute chart, you can see when we left off into the close, we had a 10-minute uptrend. Okay, on the 2-hour chart, we left off. You can see price in the yellow line, that's the 3 EMA, up over the white line or the gray line there, that's the 8 EMA. That's a 2-hour uptrend, and up over the 17 EMA, that would be these red and green dots right there. So 2-hour uptrend, 10-minute uptrend, and you can see right now we got ourselves a daily uptrend, a weekly uptrend. Right now, SPY just made a new all-time high up, that closing way up there. They have never been up there before, so we'll see where they go from here. All right, so there's SPY. For today, the pivot is right here, right on top of this, right there. It's going to be, what did I say it's going to be? I said it's going to be, I think, 575 or 574. We can go to the 10-minute chart. And, yeah, right over the top of this, which was... yeah, about 574.92, right about there. All right, so above that, I'm a bull. Below that, I'm a bear. You can see price action up over that in the pre-market. All right, so we're looking for a green erases red candle to play to the upside. Okay, just looking for green erases red. Any green candle, as long as it's not a topping tail or a doji candle. So that will look for that on our first 10-minute candle. How far we go up, I don't know. Maybe we pull back, check minor support first. So we'll see what happens. So there's SPY on the 10-minute. Let's go back to the daily chart. Let's go take a look at QQQ. All right, QQQ, same thing, higher low, higher high, closing over the trap, over the 17 EMA. QQQ still in an uptrend. Up over the all-time high anchored VWAP. QQQ is that challenging the recent high there. So you see QQQ, here's the all-time high. QQQ is well within striking distance of the all-time high. Right there, let's take a look at FNGU. FNGU got a higher low and a higher high, closing over the trap, over the 17 EMA. And FNGU is in an uptrend over the all-time high anchored VWAP. That's bullish. Closing up here in quadrant 4, that's bullish. Everything looking good for FNGU to go higher. I think SPY is going to 600. That's what I'm going to say. IWM. All right, IWM, higher low, higher high. Closing over bullish trap over the 17 EMA. Closing up here in that candle really doesn't go with it yet, right there. Closing up here in quadrant 4. So nice bullish price action for IWM. So this is the 2024 high anchored VWAP, which I think is about a 3-year high. Now you can see this is the all-time high right there. So that green line represents the all-time high. You can see price action right now this morning. We are coming within striking distance of taking out that all-time high made back in 2021, late 2021 right there. So IWM in an uptrend over a 2-year, 3-year high anchored VWAP right there. So nice move for IWM. Diamond down. Diamond down makes a higher low and a higher high, closing over the trap, over the 17 EMA. That's a new all-time high this morning for Diamond Dow. That makes Diamond Dow in an uptrend right there. Okay, so let's go take a look at our technicals. T2122, we find ourselves up over the midpoint here in T2122, making higher lows and slightly higher highs, trying to climb up out of the buyer's chop zone, knocking on the door of the buy zone. I guarantee we'll probably be in this buy zone this morning. We'll see, at least for a brief moment. So there's T2122, T2123. You can see it represents almost the same thing you saw in T2122. A little bit of selling at the beginning of the day, and then they just, right from the gap down, they just bullied the whole day long, all the way up. So you can see red, first 3 or 4 candles, and then green for the rest of the day. And to close out the day, there's T2123. T2123 3-bar chart. 3 more red candle bars right there, closing all the way down here, actually in a downtrend here on T2123, because they took out the low of this consolidation right there. You can see see how they hit that low right there, took out that low of that consolidation, and then recovered it later in the day, but that puts them in a downtrend. Where they wind up this morning, they could be all the way up here, for all we know, closing down here in quadrant 1. 200 SMA climbing up out of over these prior all-time highs right through there. Price action, you can see from yesterday's price action, puts us closer to the 200 SMA. Where we wind up this morning, we could wind up all the way back up here, creating more space between the rising 200 and this and the price action. So we'll see back here on the 15-minute chart, you can see price action is caught under this rolling over 200 SMA there. And you can see price action will probably find itself challenging that 200 SMA, if not up over it, and probably up close to this midpoint on T2123. FNGU indicator, okay, yesterday, just take the 5th right here. Green from the beginning to the end of day, climbing up on top of this flat 200. Nice work there for FNGU. Still in an uptrend. Everything's still working in this uptrend, okay? Like I said, on price action, when you see price action move up and hold the higher ground, that's bullish. Up here in quadrant 4, that's bullish. Okay, up over the upper third, that's bullish. Okay, so you can see here's price action moving up and holding the higher ground. A little sloppy if you ask me, but it's getting it done. All right, and there's price action up over. Okay, you can see here's our, just a second. Well, that's our all-time high anchored VWAP right there. And you can see price action is up over it. See that pink line? And we're up over that all-time high anchored VWAP. That's bullish as well. All right, let's go take a look at silver and gold. Let's go back to our chart right There. Okay. Start off with the daily chart. Start off with that one. Silver and gold. All right, here's silver. There's the all-time, there's the 12-year high for silver right there. There is the prior, that's not the all-time high, that's 12-year high. There's a prior high for silver right there, made beginning of October. You can see price action was closing below that prior high and underneath this 12-year high. Price action for silver yesterday would be this candle right here. It's a higher low and a higher high, closing underneath the bearish trap underneath the 17 EMA. So silver still in an uptrend. If they take out this low, they'll be in a downtrend. Right now, currently in an uptrend. All right, so there's silver still in an uptrend right there. Let's take a look at GLD. All right, gold yesterday. That's this candle here, making a higher low and a higher high, closing over the trap and over the 17 EMA, still in an uptrend for gold. USO took out this high, so that puts it in an uptrend. All right, so USO making a higher low and a higher high, closing over bullish trap over the 17 EMA. USO starts a new uptrend right there. UNG still in a downtrend. All right, you can see UNG. Let's lift this up just a little bit. Okay, UNG puts in an outside day that's a higher high and a lower low, closing underneath bearish trap underneath the falling 17 EMA. Okay, so UNG in a downtrend, still in a down, making lower highs and lower lows. Let's take a look at a few sectors. Take a look at SMH. All right, SMH up over the all-time high anchored VWAP. Closing in the upper third, that's bullish, all right? XLK, all right? XLK up over the all-time high anchored VWAP, closing in the upper quadrant, that's bullish. Let's take a look at XLI. XLI price action is right here. Okay, XLI up over prior all-time high anchored VWAP, up over the 17, closing in the upper quadrant. That's bullish. That's a new all-time high for XLI. XLU. All right, XLU is still in a downtrend. XLU. All right, because they made a low right here, and they made a lower low. And they have not recovered it. If they wind up taking out this high up here, XLU will be in an uptrend. As of now, XLU still in a downtrend. So there's utilities, not quite the recovery that XLI got. Let's take a look at XLF. All right, here's XLF up over all-time high anchored VWAP over the midpoint. That's bullish. All right, let's take a look at XRT. XRT making higher lows, higher highs. That's bullish. Price action up over the all-time high anchored VWAP. That's bullish. Closing in the upper quadrant. That's bullish. Everything bullish for XRT. Just got to break out of this range. We're in a 10-month range right here, caught underneath this. See these wicks? We've been up here several times. I think we finally get a breakout. Maybe this week, maybe coming into the beginning of December. We'll see. So there's XRT right there. Price action, still bullish. IYT, transports, price action. That would be this candle right here. Let me make sure it's right. That's the right one. Okay, let's take a look at 15. Make sure I don't have any hinky stuff going on. Okay, so that should have been a green candle because this is the price action. They start here and they end here, not down here. All right, so I don't know why they get this one wrong all the time. All right, so this should be a green candle closing up over the trap. Okay, so IYT, higher low, higher high, closing over all-time high anchored VWAP up in quadrant 4. That's bullish as well. You can see that's a new all-time high for IYT there in the pre-market. All right, so there we are. All of the sectors except for, well, basically XLU are in uptrends. Fab 5 in an uptrend. T2123 in a downtrend because they took out that low yesterday, but we'll see where things shake out this morning. We could find ourselves up over the midpoint of that pullback, and that would put us in the bullish camp. Still no higher high yet. We'll see what happens on the 15-minute chart, on that 3-bar chart at T2123. But you see IWM, that's the Russell 2000. I mean, that's the one index with more products and securities in it than any of the other 4 right there. You can see that making almost new all-time highs. You can see there is the all-time high, and it's coming dangerously close to taking that out. Nice big igniting move there. I would look for some follow-through. And you got some today, and look for a little bit more after that. So look for the follow-through after a rest and see if that takes out that high. So that's a 12-year, is that a 12? No, that's a 3-year high right there, 2021. You can see we're coming really close to taking that out. I don't know if we get it done, okay? Because healthcare was in fuego back here in 2021, and that had a lot to do with IWM hitting new all-time highs there. So healthcare is not quite what it used to be because COVID's not gone, but COVID's kind of been arrested for a while. So here we are with IWM. We'll see what happens here with price action. I expect them, with all of the inflation that we had, to actually just take out that high. We've had a lot of inflation. That's going to bring a whole lot of bigger numbers to the top line. And with management getting their act together, I think if they got it together, it's also going to go to the bottom line. That's going to give them a higher multiple. That's going to give them a higher value. So I can see this taking that out before the end of the year. We'll see what happens. I mean, we are really close right there. Okay, but I can see them taking out that high before end of year. So we'll see what happens there. For the game plan this morning, like I said, on SPY. All right, let's see what SPY's got cooked up for us. All right, let's see 10-minute. All right, you can see them consolidating up here. Just need a green candle. All right, it's going to be tough because we're gapping way up here. There'll be a little bit of profit taking probably in the morning, so you'll see it kind of pull back. Look for a pullback to minor support, which is right there, 586.13. Pull back to minor support right there, and then look for price to turn around and start looping back up in a big J hook back up towards those highs. Okay, so I really would like to play the pullback to this area right here, not the downtrend, but by the dip that winds up igniting off of this area right here. That would be minor support. That's what I'm looking forward to on SPY. I think there'll be a lot of profit taking early this morning, way up here. I mean, we're gapping up into unknown territory. This is a new all-time high for SPY, and I got to recognize they might gap and go. They are on fire this morning, so there's a possibility that they gap and go. So again, looking for a green candle. All right, looking for, it's not a topping tail, and it can't be a doji candle. So looking for a decent green candle that says we're going higher. And that's my game plan for SPY this morning. I am expecting sometime over the next week or so, before the week's out, maybe tomorrow, all right, maybe even Monday, a pullback to minor support to see if it J hooks off of there to the upside. See where everything crosses right here? That should be a location for price action to pull back to and then move up. Now that line doesn't really belong there, but see where this cross is right there? I would expect price to kind of find that cross sometime either today or tomorrow. All right. So there's SPY on the 10-minute chart. All right. I'll take questions in the room. If not, I'm gonna render the video. Oh, let's go do this. All right. We got to do. Oh, look at that. Okay. So here is the U.S. dollar. Got to do the economic package. U.S. dollar index still in an uptrend. All right. Hasn't made a lower low. And it doesn't look like it's gonna for a while. Based on that. All right, price action for the dollar closed 101.44 area, which is really irrelevant, being since they just had a bullish engulfing candle right there. So obviously the dollar outlook is very strong. Okay, I don't know if that's based on the presidency or what that is. We'll find out later. What else we want to look at? That's that, and economic calendar for today. What do we have at 8:30? We're gonna no, we don't have anything at 8:30. Jobless claims 8:30. Productivity and cost 8:30. Natural gas report 10:30. FOMC announcement at 2 p.m. All right, could be a quarter point, could be a half point. We'll find out what they want to do. A little press conference from Mr. Powell at 2:30 or a recording. Okay, and then we got consumer credit at 3. Federal balance sheet at 4:30. Tomorrow, we got consumer sentiment. This is consumer credit. Now we're going to do sentiment. All right, consumer sentiment at 10 a.m. Bauman's going to speak. It's not Mr. Powell, so not really anything to worry about. Rig count at 1 o'clock, and then Mr. Alberto is going to speak later on. So really light week, except for the main event today, 2 p.m. All right, FOMC announcement. Could be a quarter point, could be a half point. All right, so we'll find out what happens there on today at 2 p.m. A lot of volatility coming in today with that big spike up. And then we got the FOMC announcement right after that. All right, so we could see SPY 600 today. Who knows? We'll see. All right, earnings reports. For today. Isn't today... Am I missing a day? Am I ahead of myself? I think today's Thursday. Today's Wednesday. Oh, my bad. Got another day. All right, for Wednesday, let's go back here for the economic calendar. Excuse me, FOMC not today. FOMC is tomorrow. Okay? FOMC comes in tomorrow. Today we have, FOMC meeting began, so I was not far off. But petroleum report at 10:30. PMI composite final at 9:45. My bad, all right? I'm day ahead of myself here. Okay, and then that's it for, so FOMC comes in tomorrow at 2 p.m. tomorrow. All right, I got ahead of myself. Wednesday, all right, for earnings, what do we got? Novo Nordisk, I think they answer respiratory problems right there. They're about half a $500 billion. All right, and they report this morning. Toyota Motors still looking for what time they want to report with their P&L. Qualcomm, 184 billion. They report this evening, 140. That's 184 billion. We got AM Holdings, 143 billion. They're going to report this evening. Gilead Science, 111 billion. They're going to report this evening. CVS. Looks like 80-something billion, 68 billion. They're going to report sometime this morning along with Novo Nordisk. Thursday, what do we got here? We got Arista Networks. It's 124 billion. All right. Nothing on Thursday, just some familiar names, but nothing that's really going to move the markets for Thursday. FOMC is probably going to be the culprit to move the markets on Thursday. Friday, we've got Onyx Corp. Again, nothing on Friday is going to move the markets. Just some familiar names, but that's it. All right. On Monday, we got, again, more familiar names, but nothing that's going to move the markets for Thursday, Friday, and Monday. All right. Nothing happening Thursday, Friday, and Monday. And I got a look at the VXX. Let me see what we got there. Yeah, VIX is coming down because the SPY's going up. Right. Yeah, it's way down on VXX. And that is the iPath VIX short-term futures ETN. It's kind of like, usually whenever the market goes down, the VIX goes up. And when when SPY goes up, the VIX comes down right there. John, you're on the wrong day for the economic calendar. Thank you, Brad. Thank you. Yes, I recognize that. Almost a little bit too late right there. Bobby, yeah, VIX is down. All right, and market's at all-time high. So VIX should be at all-time low, right? Let's go look. And it's not. Okay, see right there? Because if SPY's at all-time highs, shouldn't the VIX be at all-time lows? And it's not. But it's on its way. We'll see that. All right, traders, that's it for me this morning. All right. I'll see you guys at 9:15. All right. And we'll open up the markets. All right. Thank you, everyone, for being here. Thank you, everybody in Digital Land. Appreciate all of your patronage. All right. Thank you for subscribing to my YouTube, being a part of my Facebook group, following me on Twitter. Don't know where that is right now. Still looking for that. Everything. Appreciate that. And everybody that's part of the subscription service. Thank you so much. All right. So I'll see you guys in about 45 minutes, and we'll kick this market off.